So BV spoke at the press conference before the Armed Forces Bowl against Navy tomorrow. Dug a little bit into the roster construction, talked about some players, and I'm going to talk about the quarterback that we just acquired. No, not a new one. The one that we got for Christmas, which was yesterday. I'm just a little behind because of the holiday. So I wanted to get some additional thoughts on that. So let's dive into it. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. So Brent Venables had his presser. You had shout out to the insiders. They were there. You know, that's the best part about what they do. They're able to get there and ask questions, ask the tough ones, get the answers, write the nice articles and details about everything, and get y'all the information y'all be looking for. So we're going to follow up with that. So shout out to George Stoya, Parker Thune, all the great insiders that be doing their job, man. We appreciate what you do out there in them streets. So BV talked about some players. He talked about, kind of confirmed some things too around the transfer portal for fans. Because I know a lot of you have been concerned a little bit about some of the pickups and how that's been going, but there's really no reason to be. You know, as Brent Venables dove into it, first off, he mentioned that there's only 56 scholarship players available for the game tomorrow, which that is not a lot. That's a very low number of players. And the good thing is there's 12 offensive players and 12 defensive players that are freshmen that are going to be out there. So you're probably going to start seeing a lot of the younger players play in this game, hopefully. If things play out the way that I think this game should play out, Hawkins should be slinging it all over the field, and this should feel more like the Tulane game. To me, that's how it should. And you'll get to see some of the younger players we've been wanting to hear about. And here's one example of a player that Brent Venables talked about was Devon Mitchell. He said he's gotten better, knows what to do. He's a devastating blocker potentially. So he kind of dove in a little bit about Devon Mitchell. As you know, the true freshman. He was a former 5-star in the 2025 class. He reclassified and became a 4-star. And so because of that, he lost the quote-unquote star accolades because they made him drop because he, you know, a year younger, going to tight end, coming out early. So BV kind of talked about, you know, Vaughn being one that we should see on the field. And that's going to get y'all excited. That's a tight end that y'all should be excited about getting on the field. Him, Caden Helms, as well as McIntyre. Caden McIntyre, and then so we got Jake Roberts, who's the senior, so he should be on the field as well. But that's one thing that's huge to hear is Brent Venables talk about that. And so he's got great soft hands as well. And he anticipates, you know, he anticipates him playing most likely. So if he's mentioning him, sounds like we're going to see some Von Mitchell on the field. So now y'all can be the judge for yourselves. The good thing also is Michael Hawkins was also a big mention in conversation. He also talked about John Mateer. We're going to point out that. But first, shout out to BetUS. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000. 125% bonus on your second and third by using promo code YouTube150. And as you can see, the Sooners are a 2.5-point favorites. Now, the spread is dropped. Should we be concerned? I don't know. But the spread is dropping a little bit. It sounds like there's a lot more action on Navy, and everybody is riding that wave. So hopefully the Sooners can go out there and really make the magic happen. Michael Hawkins will be running things and get those scores up. The over with the total at 43. It's a lot lower than I actually anticipated. But, hey, if Oklahoma goes out there and plays their game, guess what? There's a good chance they can cover that. And if you want to jump into the action, you can. BetUS will hook you up. 150% bonus on your first deposit. 125% bonus on your second and third deposits. Up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. BetUS, where the game begins. So as Brent Venables talked more about Michael Hawkins, he also talked a little bit about John Mateer. Of course, he thanked Mateer for choosing Oklahoma and said it's huge getting a guy in like that. As you all know, he's from Dallas area, Little Elm. And so same division as Denton Geyer. So he, in a way, knows Jackson Arnold And, the picture he posted whenever he committed was the one from his visit at Oklahoma back in 2020. Granted, he did not get I don't think he got an offer from Lincoln Riley back in that day, but he was also considered a 3-star prospect. So everybody wasn't just clamoring to go after him. He decided when he went out there to Washington State, he showed up, showed out, and now you can see that he's considered the number 1 transfer in the portal this year, which is a huge deal. And Brent Venables talked about that, a little bit about Michael Hawkins being a gamer, being very competitive. And that's something that we got to keep in mind here. A lot of people were wondering if Michael Hawkins was going to bounce out because he's got another quarterback. We don't have very many. And Michael is still young as a true freshman. This is a great opportunity for him to not only compete for the job, but also learn. Because Ben Arbuckle's bringing in a new system. He's going to learn from that. Luckily, he's been working with Ben, which that's been huge for him. Ben Arbuckle's able to go work in and start, molding him up. And so that helps with going into this game. Ben is the quarterback coach because Kevin Johns took the job at Oklahoma State. And JoJo Finley should be the one calling the plays. But I would expect there to be some sprinkles and wrinkles of his offense thrown in there just to start, throwing teams, off. And Navy isn't the most talented on defense. So as long as you can get them off the field, you should be able to run past them with no problem. But we'll see. But I think Michael Hawkins is going to have himself a really good game in there. So get you guys excited on that. Then he closed out on the portal. Of course, talking about John Mateer, but he also made mention that they're going to get some more. With 9 already, they're expecting a few more. And he said a few more on offense. So that makes me wonder, where else are they going for players? Are they looking to grab another tight end? Are we looking at another wide receiver? Could they go grab a running back, another offensive lineman? I don't know. But if he says a few more on offense, it makes me curious as to where you would expect them to add more players. I'm wondering if it's probably going to be more offensive linemen. Another wide receiver's got to be on that list. And I just saw a tight end hit the portal that I think might be worth a kicking the tires on. We'll see how that goes. But pretty excited about the game. I think I may do a live watch along. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how I feel come close to the game time. We'll most likely go live on Locked On Sooners post-game to talk about everything. And, yeah, we'll go from there. So, let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Want to wrap up and talk about this new quarterback that we got, Cole Gonzalez. So, me and John talked about it on Locked On Sooners. And so, I kind of did a little bit more digging myself on Cole. And I'm going to be honest, man. I think the one thing that a lot of people have to understand that whenever you bring in a player, regardless of what level they came from in college football, if they play college football and they put up numbers, they probably have the capabilities of doing something close to it at the next level. The big thing with Cole Gonzalez is you didn't bring him in to be your starter. You did bring him in to compete. And having a capable quarterback on the scout team is huge in preparation for other teams. Cole Gonzalez can move. So can Michael Hawkins. So it gives you both of them as an option out there. I know that Andy Bass was the scout team quarterback, I think, recently, and rumor has it that he may have tweaked his knee a little bit, and he could be down for a couple months. So having additional bodies is important. Y'all see that, right? Y'all notice that it makes more sense now to add someone like that. And so him coming here as a graduate transfer, most likely, because he spent a few years at FCS, should have a degree, bring him in, let him be a grad, let him train. That helps prepare not only Michael Hawkins, but Jet New in the background to where they can start, like I said, get acclimated with the playbook. And you can still leverage them sometimes in scout team. But the goal isn't to have a dude go out there and technically start. The ones that's going to be really pushing for the starting spots is Michael Hawkins and John Mateer. And the expectation is John Mateer should be your starting quarterback because John Mateer is the one that knows the offense. He's the one that comes from the system. So don't stress out about the fact that they're adding they're adding another quarterback and think that, because if you really think about it, who else are they going to go after that's going to be willing to quote unquote sit behind John Mateer? Right? Michael Hawkins is the heir apparent. I'm just going to tell y'all now. He's the next dude in line. then, Jet New is going to be between Jet New and Jaden O'Neal at that point. So do y'all want to go after someone that isn't in the portal? Like, I'm trying to figure out who should go after. I mean, I saw like a lot of people pushing back. Not you, my listeners. Most of you all were very rational about it and understood. Makes sense. It's a logical move. But there's a lot of people on the interwebs losing their minds about it. It's like, what? You got to have quarterback depth. Losing all the quarterbacks in the background, you need more. So I like the pickup. Only makes sense. And I think the portal, I don't think they're done. I expect some more defensive players, probably a couple more defensive players, a couple more offensive players. I don't see us getting more than 15 people in the portal. We're at 9. So I'm anticipating it being closer to 13-ish. But I don't expect more than 15 transfers to be added to the roster. So we're right about the number, right about 105. So we'll look at the transfer portal class after the bowl game just to make sure people don't leave or come back. Oh, yeah, one last thing. Brent Venables talked about R. Mason Thomas. And in his conversation about it, that he's playing in the game. So take that for what you will. Because I'm going to be honest, if he was going to the league, he wasn't going to play in this game. I think he comes back next year. And so he'll probably announce it after the game, say, see you next year or something like that again. And, let the One Oklahoma collective know that they almost messed up his announcement. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. All right. Shout out to BetUS. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. We'll top it up with y'all in a bit. Maybe we go live later. Maybe not. Maybe I'll pop up and go live during the game and we can do it as a watch along and go from there. All right. We'll talk soon. Peace.